All right, I got a gimbal and a Dana Dolly. Ah, that's better. All right, let's go ahead and talk about how easy and fast it is to put these two amazing independent systems so they work together. Oh, and by the way, if you find this video useful, do me a favor and please take a second and just hit that subscribe and like button. It makes a huge, huge difference in being able to keep this channel going and keep bringing you content like this. Now, the Dana Dolly is one of my all-time favorite pieces of equipment that I think I've ever brought on a set, period. I love how fast, versatile, and just what a great, smooth, super silky cinematic effect you can get from the movement and weight that comes from a Dana Dolly. Now, that being said, as much as I love a Dana Dolly, there are also some incredible aspects of a gimbal that you really want. The ability to get these kind of beautiful, smooth, mechanical heads. You can remote control with a controller like this if you have more complicated shots. And now in the DJI RS3, you have things like the LiDAR autofocus system. These are things that will be incredible to combine. Now, thankfully, it's very, very easy to put these together. You only need a few parts, but really the key thing is you need a power supply base that allows you to put the gimbal on here without having to put the super long battery that comes with the gimbal. That just brings things up way too high, makes things too unstable. You need your gimbal to set low. And luckily, there's a couple of great alternatives out here. I actually got the Tilta Power Supply base for the DJI Ronin 2 or the RS3. And this thing does exactly what you need to do. Now, I've added one additional add-on here. If you know anything about me, you know I love to get Manfrotto base plates on all of my gear, and lo and behold, I just took a Manfrotto base plate and put it here on the bottom of my Tilta mount. Now, the Tilta Power Supply is pretty simple. You can see it's got a place here to lock your gimbal on, and it's got a power input, which is going to be very important. We'll take a look at that in a second. Now, the other thing that it comes with, it actually comes with this arm that allows you to put this in there. You can lock it on there if you have more complicated stuff, and it hooks into your gimbal, and this allows you to lock in your gimbal so it has a very, very tight connection here between the power base and the gimbal. This is really, really helpful when you use these base plates on car mounts and stuff like that, just to help remove any excess vibration whatsoever. I'm going to be doing a very simple move here, so I'm not going to hook that up, but I do think it's important for you to know. The other thing I'd point out about this base plate, this is a great base plate. Small Rig also makes a really good one that actually has an additional benefit. It has a power in and a power out aspect to it. So some people really prefer the Small Rig or the Tilta. I got the Tilta before the Small Rig. Either one of them do great jobs and will let you hook up. And once you decide on the base plate, all you got to do is slip over here, and because I have that Manfrotto plate, bam, I slide it, drop it right in, and now it's ready to go on my Dana Dolly. All I have to do now is get my actual gimbal. All right, so now I got my gimbal. I'm just going to sit there, put it on there, and it slips on just like it does on your gimbal ready. I'm gonna make sure it's locked, and there you go. Now I have a gimbal on a Dana Dolly. Voila, voila, look at that. And really, the only thing we have to do at this point is just power it. Now remember what I said, on the back of this base plate here, you do have a power outlet. So we need to make sure we get power to it. And then that's gonna lead me to the last two little parts you need. You do need a V-mount battery or some kind of power supply, and preferably some way to mount it to your shuttle. Now, you could technically take this V-mount battery and kind of put it there on your Dana Dolly shuttle. I wouldn't recommend that because it could fall off. So what I did in the back here is I just got a Tilta mini V-mount base, and then I just attached it to my shuttle. And now what's great is I can take this little V-mount, I can slip it right in there, plop it in, and now it's on there super secure. It just feels like it's part of the Dana Dolly. And if you know anything about a Dana Dolly, the other good thing about it is the weight from the Dana Dolly is one of the things that helps to add that level of smoothness. So it counters out a little this top weight and just adds a little more stability to it. So it's kind of an added bonus. Then all you gotta do is just take your little D-tap to Lenmo connection here. I'll slip it right here in the back, as you can see right here. I'll pop it in, and then all I gotta do is I gotta bring it over here to my D-tap battery. And then once I plug it in, all I gotta do is hit the power button on my gimbal, and you will now see my gimbal cuts on with no problem. And it is just really that simple and fast. You can literally set this thing up in just about 60 seconds to get the whole thing set up. And now what you can see is I get the incredible silky smoothness of a Dana Dolly, and I get the added little bumps fixed out here with the Ronin, and more importantly, I can now take a camera like my Red Komodo and a cinema lens, and I can use this incredible LiDAR system and pack them all together. It's a really, really powerful punch. And even better than that, once I hook up this incredible mechanical head, I can then employ things like a PS4 controller. And even while this is on Dana Dolly, I can start to get much, much more complex moves through a controller while maybe I have assistant push that in. And that lets me get a ton of precision. I can come back, recenter, do all that stuff. So I get all the just really, really cool mechanical benefits here of a gimbal with this ultra smooth, silky look that you can get from a Dana Dolly. It's just a really great combo, and I hope if you're out there shooting, this kind of inspires you to find kind of ways to make kind of cool combinations like this and get cool shots. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me any notes and comments down below, and yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.